friends, welcome to Crypto Chat UK. Yes, I know I haven't been here for just over a week now, probably getting on for a week and a half, but I have been really hectic with the business at the moment, and I have also been doing quite a bit of research on news, stuff that's going on. I want to go through today basically a little bit about how much of a poor year 2018 has been seen, and has been compared to 2017. Pretty much for your short-term investors, certainly people who expected 2018 to be pretty substantial. I want to go through a little article on that, some different ways on how to make money in cryptos, other than just holding, or as well as holding. You can kind of combine a few methods and a few strategies together. I do a couple of these things as well, so I'm going to go through that today. Also going to go through some news from the US, Japan, Canada, and Australia. So also there is a little thing about Litecoin as well. Pretty good news about Litecoin. I'm going to go through that. As long as I can make it through, I want to keep the video less than 15 minutes. So I'm going to rush through some stuff. Obviously, if you like the articles that I show you, go and have a look at them yourself. Have a good look through them, okay? But I want to start with this, basically. It's from Bitcoinist.com, and it's 3 ways cryptocurrency investors can adapt to make money in 2019. It's quite a long article, but I want to go through this. It's really important. Basically, this one says cryptocurrency investors have endured an unbelievable year, but in spite of the market dismal performance, it's a tumultuous year. Despite the dismal performance, there's still a few strategy investors could employ to make money in a down market. Now, I've seen this year not necessarily just a down market, but basically sideways movement more than down. It has been up a little bit. It has been down. It dropped to less than 200 bill not long ago. Like I said in previous videos, still growing year on year and still in a pretty good position. But certainly now there's some serious sideways movement, and they are talking about a breakout either way, down or up. Might go through some of that in this next article shortly. I'll see if I've got time to do it. Okay, but anyway, 2017 was an almost magical time for cryptocurrencies. During this time, one could quite literally throw a bucket of paint at the wall and come up with a Monet. Obviously, this is over-exaggerated. It's a euphemism for the euphoria and FOMO. Yes, there was loads of FOMO last year. I'm not sure that was the only problem with last year's investment. Certainly, we did see the big growth, and we kept saying throughout December there has to be a drop. It just continued to go up almost, and we kept saying there has to be a drop. We didn't know it was going to be so far, because I think a lot of us in the cryptocurrency world were thinking it was adoption going up. Really, it was a high percentage, not only but a high percentage of people, the fear of missing out, the FOMO that's created by the upward movement that was happening. But a lot of people, including myself, thought that there was mass adoption occurring. The whole market still needs to grow, still needs to mature before adoption can occur. Of course, it's going to take a long time for a shift like what we're expecting, okay? But the FOMO that drove the cryptocurrency market up to new highs in December 2017, sadly, those times have long gone. Those short-term fast gains have long gone for now. For now, I reckon. Certainly as more fundamentals, more functionality comes, I think there will be growth. But I have always said I prefer the long, steadier growth. Of course, I think that's a better option, okay? As cryptocurrency investors approach Q4 2018, it can be assumed that after a bearish year, almost everyone awaits the arrival of 2019 with crossed fingers and toes. Nearly all of them agreed upon methods for making money from cryptocurrencies fell flat, and unless one shorted the market or executed swing trades with impeccable timing, multiplying one's funds proved to be something of a challenge throughout 2018. I don't think so. I have seen quite a lot of people read the market quite well. I think it has been quite predictable in places. So if you were going to day trade and you were good at it, I always caution when it comes to day trading. Of course, even the experts lose money. But I have definitely seen the market being quite readable. I'm not some expert TA chap. I'm not an expert technical analyst guy. But even the stuff I've learned over the last couple of years and I apply when I'm looking at the market has certainly come up with kind of results when I've predicted where things is going. I don't tend to do it on here, but I tend to look at it personally and see what's happening. And, if you do use the tools, you can see how the market works, okay? What happened to the crypto explosion everyone expected in 2018? Analysts, hedge fund managers, nearly every retail investor on the internet had forecast 2018 to be the year of unbelievable gains. ICO, mainnet launches, airdrops, cryptocurrency futures, and institutional investment all expected to push the Bitcoin's price above $20,000 and a total market valuation above $1 to $4 trillion. Obviously, as I've always said, not a financial advisor myself, but I expect this market to go into the trillions in the future. When? Who knows? But certainly this is easily a $1 trillion market. You've just got to make sure that you're in the right ones. And if you stick to the fundamentals, you will be. I mean, briefly, quickly, so I don't go through to this too much. ICOs fell flat. I've always said about ICOs, by the way, don't forget, if you look at previous videos, got to be seriously cautious when it comes to ICOs. Do your research and go on them. I did not get involved in any ICOs. I didn't get involved in any. I did get involved in some that came on. Made a mistake with one, I think, which was a training one. Still, I think I could do well. But I made sure that I kept my investment tight, stuck more to the fundamentals, the blockchains themselves, and stuff that already had basically a product or a structure that was and could work and was needed on the blockchain. ICOs did fall flat in the face, of course, eventually. People just seem to jump on the bandwagon. But I did warn everybody to stay away from ICOs for quite a long time. So there was other stuff. Altcoins, mainnet launches, misfire airdrops fizzled out. There's a few things that happened. Profits still exist in this down market. Of course they do. And if you look down, I won't go through the whole strategies, but there is still strategies you can use. I mean, the long-term strategy I think is still great, obviously. Long-term investment in cryptocurrency, as far as I'm concerned, is essential, okay? You're looking at something that definitely will create this paradigm shift, will be better in the future, and will increase in functionality and adoption once the use cases and it becomes more user-friendly. And that's what's happening in the background right now. So you talk about strategy one, go long crypto startups with real-world partnerships. So you look carefully at which, companies like IOTA, Ripple, GoByte's one of them, Stellar Lumens, Bitcoin. Have a look at all these other things as well, the products and stuff like that. Stellar Lumens one I'm in anyway. Strategy two, take a break and let robots handle the trade. That's the, like the Autobots for investing. I think they talk about quite a few, like Gecko, Zenbot, and CryptoTrader are the most popular, but traders could also have a look at some of the newcomers like CryptoHopper, Gunbot. I think that's Harspot. I've never heard of that one. But anyway, also run a master node to maximize returns while accumulating extra coins. You can just run nodes. It doesn't have to be a master node as such. But obviously having a master node is massive and huge. I do run some nodes. I am planning on working on them a little bit more. I am getting a new studio soon, so I am going to have an office that is basically just purely for master nodes and nodes to accumulate more coins. Of course, it's a great way of getting a passive income. You get an extra coin. So if you do get in there and you get in there a good price, because at the moment, fantastic prices for master nodes. You could really get in at a cheap price, but plus, as long as you've got it set up correctly, you are going to accumulate coins as well, which kind of softens the blow and even eliminates the loss sometimes in some cases if you do get a drop in that particular cryptocurrencies. So you accumulate coins, and if you do get some big growth, you're obviously getting that value in growth in that particular crypto as well. There is some great ones out there. I would definitely suggest doing some research on there. I think I did do a video on some of them. So you could technically, I'm not going to go into this, smart investors will be ready for 2019 with a multi-level investment plan. So you could go long term. You could, as long as you're really good and you do a lot of effort, a lot of research, you could do a day trading. You could do any of these three that we're talking about here, and you certainly could use the master nodes like they said on here as well. Master nodes and nodes, great way of doing it. I think that's really important. If you want to look at that, article, it is worth looking at, bitcoinist.com. Okay, check that out. Now, quickly, I'm going to go through some stuff because I'm running out of time. Cryptocurrency here to stay. Market growing despite recent turbulence. EU watchdog chief confirms. Now he goes on to say all sorts of stuff about cryptocurrencies. Despite the recent turbulence, this market continues to grow. In particular, initial coin firms or ICOs, etc., etc. Yeah, they are still there. They are still doing it. I think although ICOs were raised a lot, there is a problem with them. That's where regulation will come in. Make sure they protect people and that they are reputable and they are a definite project then that should be invested in. Regulatory framework they talk about and how we need that, and that will certainly help the case. Okay, we move on to the next article. US partnerships could see up to 100,000 regular ATMs in the US turned into Bitcoin vending machines. Now imagine this happening. This is amazing. So a deal between a traditional ATM manufacturer and cryptocurrency vending machine firm will make it possible to buy Bitcoin at tens of thousands of locations in the United States using a debit card. Now, this is pretty good if it happens. I'm not sure if it is happening or happened. If you want to have a look at this article, it's on ccn.com. It's worth checking out to see if it is true, real. You can imagine how much easier this is. Rather than creating just ATM machines purely for cryptocurrencies, it's piggybacking on these and also being incorporated like this. Shows further adoption and shows that it could work in a serious way. So, if you want to read the article, have a look at that. That's on ccn.com. Japanese government simplified cryptocurrency taxation process. Very complicated for people. I don't know if it's more complicated in Japan. However, it's worth looking at. They're looking at taxation gains and conversion premium. Looking at all the tax things that go on and making it easier for people to, speculate on the market and invest in the market and use it. Japan is very, very into the cryptocurrency so far. They've been crazy about it. Even the banks know that it is going to affect them. They are very progressive and they are looking at adopting and utilizing cryptos in a big way. They already are doing, and it's worth keeping an eye on Japan, of course. Canada, this adoption is real. Nearly 5% of Canadians now own Bitcoin. So Bitcoins or investors are spreading in Canada. Bitcoinist reported in July that 500,000 people in Ontario own cryptocurrencies. The findings were revealed in a survey of more than 2,500 Ontarios conducted by the Investor Office of the Ontario Security Commission. So, he says, forget FUD noise, fear, uncertainty and doubt. 4 different studies by Ontario Security Commission and the Central Bank of Canada indicate 3 to 5% of Canadians own Bitcoin. Adoption is real, so brace yourselves. Worth reading that article a bit more. It is a global trend. Various reports and studies from all over the world reveal that the above is true, not only for Canada, because even in July, this year, the Wells Fargo Gallup Investor Retirement Optimism Index survey showed that around 2% of investors in the United States own Bitcoin. Big. So it's going to go up. It is going up. People are into it in that way. Okay, Australia Post delivers buy Bitcoin service to its 11.7 million customers. Now, I am running out of time, so I'm not going to go through this too much, but it's a digital ID service that the Australian Post. So Australian Post lets users sign up to local Bitcoin exchanges through its digital ID service, which eliminates the need to take selfies and verify documents. Going to make it easier for people to get involved and get on board, speculate, and also use for the original use cases, no doubt. Let's see how that goes. Worth looking at. It shows how countries are getting involved. Quick one to finish on. Litecoin Core. Basically, it will beat Bitcoin Cash on cost and speed. So, Litecoin's forthcoming client release will make it faster and cheaper than Bitcoin Cash, according to one analyst, as developers confirm transaction fees will reduce 90%. I am hoping this is true. Definitely hoping this is true. So, 10 times fee decrease puts Litecoin in front. Litecoin Core, which the Litecoin vendor said was upcoming in a blog post and it's now suspended medium account, will deliver a host of end-user improvements. So specifically, while Litecoin at $52 currently costs around 0.05 in average fees, after the update, this will reduce close to 0.005. So this alternative fast performance analyst and LearnCrypto.io president Nish Hellman notes, will end the status quo in which Litecoin is more expensive to use than Bitcoin Cash. Despite its larger market cap, he continues, is slower. Bitcoin Cash is slower and has a more contentious community. Currently, because the blocks aren't full, there's no need to pay high fees, which is one reason why the move is being taken. Developers wrote explaining the update. You can go through that. Guys, I have got to go, I'm running out of time. Hope some of this use. Sorry I've had to go through it so fast. I think there's some great news in there. Check out the articles. They're on Bitcoinist and also ccn.com. I've got some other articles I've got to go through. I'm going to get them sorted. If you do like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you didn't like the video, hit the dislike button. That's fine for me.